Does Scream 6 continue the momentum of its previous movies, or is it more of a whimper than a scream? Let's find out. Scream 6 is back, just a year after its last edition of the series, which came out early last year. Scream is known for its meta and self-aware writing. It thrives on being one step ahead of the audience, while showing off laughs and all the gory kills people love to see. But how does this one fare? Scream 6 brings a few characters from the previous movie, including the surviving sisters played by Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera, along with a few reoccurring veterans from the franchise like Courteney and Hayden Panettiere. As cheesy as some of the parts can be, the whole cast holds it down pretty well and have good chemistry between them for the most part. I thought that Ortega and Barrera were great as the leading characters of the movie. It was unique to see the dynamic between the two main characters, as they genuinely are looking out for each other off the back of their previous situation. But we're forgetting to talk about the icon of the movie, even though it switches with every passing film, Ghostface. This time around, Ghostface is relentless and more brutal than ever before. It doesn't take long after the introduction to see that this Ghostface is willing to use guns, knives, or anything to enact his killing spree. And I can never get enough of the voice they use. It's iconic every time it rings through the telephone. The action sequences are where the movie really shines. The moments leading up to the attacks and the attacks themselves are all really well thought out and shot. The train sequence in particular is awesome and really shows what good sound editing and visuals can do for the horror genre. Scream 6 does a great job at injecting humor and wit into its more suspenseful sequences. It blurs the line nicely and creates a really entertaining vibe throughout without losing the horror aspect, even though not all of the characters are particularly memorable or care-worthy. One of the gripes of the movie is, as smart as it can be in its writing, it still falls victim to some of the obvious tropes and huge eye-roll moments throughout, especially in the last act of the movie. The characters and the actual movie itself will do something smart before doing something stupid or nonsensical right after. It's frustrating because for the most part, the franchise as a whole prides itself on being one step ahead of the audience, and Scream 6 delivers on this until it doesn't. With that being said, it is pretty well thought out as a whole. Another personal gripe I had, which some people may be able to brush by more than me, but when the killer's carelessly killing people in public places with huge crowds. I know suspension of disbelief is not supposed to be a thing in a horror movie like this, but there comes a point where it can be silly seeing a loud and obvious stabbing happening a few feet away from random pedestrians that don't seem to notice or hear a thing. And I'm talking actual crowds, not just one or two people. But with all that being said, at the end of the day, Scream 6 does deliver on everything that makes the franchise great. It is a very entertaining addition to the series that checks all the boxes fans of the series know and love. It's definitely worth checking out in the big screen, but I wouldn't look too much into it after the credits have rolled. Scream 6 gets a very solid 8 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you'd like to see more and stay up to date, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get alerted when we post. We do shorts daily, so please look out for those. Thank you very much for watching and for the support, and I will see you on the next review.